Could lamb production be a sustainable way to produce red meat in Europe? And are the extensive systems in this sector more efficient and more environmentally friendly than intensive feedlot systems? Those are the research questions of the Suzanne project Ecolamb. Ecolamb was funded by a consortium of 11 international research partners from 6 countries. Each country also represents a variety of bioregions. The Ecolamb concept is based on previous research which indicated that lambs at pasture may produce healthier meat than those in feedlots. What's the general approach of the Ecolamb project? Intensive and extensive farms were selected for case studies. We then researched 4 questions. Are extensive production systems more ecologically sound than their intensive counterparts? Are extensive systems economically viable? Do they produce healthier meat? And are they better from an animal welfare perspective? To examine meat quality, we tested the nutritional value and shelf life of the meat produced. The different breeds of lambs were slaughtered around the same age, and samples were collected from all farms using the same protocols. All animals were reared and slaughtered according to stringent animal welfare standards. Samples were taken from the same parts of the carcass to test for microbiological activity and nutritional value, to ascertain the meat quality of their various breeds and systems. So far, we've only seen a slight variance in fatty acid and pathogen levels between the 2 production systems. What about the environmental assessment? We compared the ecological footprint of both production systems using life cycle and biodiversity assessment. This provided insights into any possible competition for food production between livestock fodder and feed production. A life cycle assessment was performed on cropland versus grassland to calculate the overall impact on the ecosystem. We're still tabulating the results. After the assessments are complete, we will be able to evaluate the sustainability of the sheep management systems under different scenarios of grazing pressure, environmental conditions, and pasture type. Ultimately, Ecolamb will provide landscape-scale assessments of effective resource use, which can be translated into strategic bioregional recommendations. Such targeted advice will help sheep farming communities to improve their livelihoods. And the impact on animal welfare? To evaluate this, we analyzed acute and chronic stress that the lambs may have experienced in their lifetime from birth to slaughter. For acute stress, we used ear tag sensors as well as observations and recordings of the animal's behavior. The tags didn't provide sufficiently reliable results. We're now testing alternatives. As for chronic stress, this is being assessed by analyzing cortisol levels in the lamb's hair or wool, again from birth to slaughter. Cortisol levels reveal whether the production system itself is responsible for elevated stress levels. By linking these data to meat quality parameters, we will determine whether stress experienced by the animal affects the quality of the meat. So far, we've identified a number of barriers that are limiting the innovative capacity and development of the European lamb meat sector. We've also identified several opportunities for creating a niche market. The insights and recommendations from this project could possibly help the lamb meat sector to become competitive on the global market.